idea that it's a feeling, not the. I feel like we're forgetting the feeling that is being pushed, and we're just worried about the product and like what new material or textile we can do and who we can connect it to that's current versus like how do we have longevity of this? Like how do you like have museums and things that like, you know, I'm going to see a Jean-Paul Gaultier exhibit in the D Young. Like, how do you have that level of like culture and like important? I had to get in a fucking suit and tie and shit to go see this shit. Because he's has it in movies and this and like, I want the same thing for my culture. You think because he's French, he should only have the ability to have an exhibit at the D Young? No, like, but then I go to the African exhibit and that same thing, and my dad's tribe's mask is in it. And my mom's pointing that out to me. So for me, it's a little different in terms of like how I see myself being able to make a mark in the creative process. Because it goes back, I didn't even notice, I just connected this now, but I was just telling her about like, I want to be an artist that is noticed by my tribe, which is my regional village, right? So let's go back to the architecture. I was saying like, I want to Marcy introduce me to architecture. Because when you go back in time, when these people are collecting these things, and they're in these museums, you're not gonna see the contemporary artists in there because everyone's not gonna be Picasso, especially when we're all trying to paint like Basquiat. So it's like, why wouldn't you just like try to be this thing for this region that becomes unique to the region and it becomes part of the larger lexicon of like, this is what human beings were on. And like, again, my next generation goes in there and I showed my son that, oh man, this was your granddad's tribe, and he now feels like, oh, I can actually be creative. I don't need to see anybody like me on TV, which is like I understand for people who do, but for people who's already been instilled in, you also gotta like support that because, you know, we're forgetting that like artisanal level product is not all from Italy, you know, like when I worked at, or Paris, when I worked at LV, they had just went to Peru and got the Peruvian textile production of weaving, like basket weaving and yarn weaving, and then did that, brought it back, refabricated it with a more luxury quality, luxury in hand thing, and it sold it back. And I'm like, holy shit, like, so this person in Peru hopes to get their kid in America to go to college, to get a job, to work at LV, to only then buy a bag that is already introduced and inspired by their parent that didn't see the value in it. So they went to Peru and bought these bags for $5 American, and then are now selling for $1,500. That shit's hard for me to hear, like knowing that like my mom is bringing me Python bags back that I have in my house, literally, that are made by a guy on the street, but he's been doing it for 20 years.